Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the universal struggle to be human. Now, what does it mean to be human and why is it a struggle? Now, the way I would define it is a human being, although inherently flawed, one of the greatest strengths that we have is our ability to be authentic. And it's to be authentic with ourselves and the world around us. Now, it can be argued that this is something that's happened throughout history based on the different standards set up by societies. But the one that I want to focus on the most is our digital age and how people have created personas that they've projected out to the world that is different than who they really are as individuals. And it's one of those things where people act in a way or they do things just to please other people. They're not authentic to themselves, to who they are. And I'm not talking about, actors or anything like that. That's normal, that's entertainment. I'm talking about how there are some people out there who choose to live their day-to-day lives hiding who they are and instead projecting some sort of image to the world that's deemed quote-unquote acceptable. Now, it has a lot to do with them thinking about how the world views them. So what happens is in their own lives, they'll prop up some image that's good for the world and the world is pleased to see it. But behind that image, it's chaos. One of the main examples that comes to mind is people who project an image of their lives to the world that, hey, everything's great, we got everything figured out, when in reality, it's turmoil. A lot is falling apart. And a lot of the effort that they put in is to project a false image to the world. And they don't put any effort into fixing what's going on in their lives. So ultimately, what do you think that's going to lead to? Well, the answer is very simple. It's going to lead to their destruction, essentially. They're not going to improve themselves. They're not going to fix whatever it is that they have going on. And it's like if you've watched those cartoons growing up where there'd be like a cardboard cutout of a house that looks amazing, right? But then the wind comes through and it knocks that cardboard over, and behind it is something hideous. A lot of who we are as human beings, as individuals, communities, and societies as a whole is our authenticity. And the more authentic you are, and it starts at the individual level, but the more authentic that we are as individuals, the better our communities will be and the better our societies will be. Acting in a way where we're always considering other people's opinions, point of views, whatever you want to call it, drastically holds us back from improving our day-to-day lives in whatever avenue that you take. Now, this might not make a lot of sense for people in certain parts of the world, but in many other types of the in other countries around the world where people feel that societal influence to unfortunately project some sort of image, they understand it very well. So it's one of those things that is deeply rooted in just how authentic we are. And one of the things that I like to think about is, well, how can something like that be addressed? Now, obviously, you can't force anybody other than yourself to change. So one of the first things is you just need to take a step back, prioritize whatever it is that you need to achieve in your own life, lay it out, and take the steps moving forward to do so, irrespective of what anybody else is going to think or say about it. Now, individual, that's you. community that's as a whole, that includes anybody, immediate relatives, family members, friends, and so on. You need to stay in your own lane, lay everything out, be as honest as possible with yourself, and just take the appropriate steps to make your life better. Now, what you need to understand is your life is yours to live. You don't live your life for other people, because ultimately what that leads to is regret. And that's one of the things that you're trying to avoid in life. You don't want to lead a life full of regret and misery. You want to live a life that, if you look back at it, you're content with what you've achieved and how you've gone about living your life. And at the end of the day, liberation from other people's views is going to be vital to the progress that you make. Life is yours to live. That's it. You don't live it for others. You don't live it in a way that you reach an old age and you regret it. So hopefully that helped out. And with that being said, have an awesome day.